Hi, it has been a while since I just sat down and talked. This is probably going to be incredibly long, and, you might find it boring, or, I don't know, you just don't want to watch it, that's fine. For the people that like to listen to me rant, this is going to be a long one, so just, sit in your chair, relax, get comfortable, I don't know, get some kind of fucking drink or something. Isn't that what people tell people to do? Popcorn, I guess. Though, I don't really know if this is the kind of thing you want to watch and, eat popcorn too, but, it's up to you. So, this might be depressing, random things might pop up and I might discuss them briefly, but, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm 20 years old now. And I just want to talk about some things that I have been, dealing with as, someone of my age. I'd like to think it's a difficult period because you're trying to transition out of, being a teenager or a child and into adulthood, and that's difficult because when you were a teenager, when you were a child, you had everything taken away, taken care of for you, and everything was squared away for you, and people had your back, and they were watching you, and there were people that were, kind of holding your hand. If you didn't have that experience, I'm sorry. And if you had to become an adult very early, once again, I'm sorry, and you are fucking strong and tough for that. And just, that's amazing. If you've had to do that, I'm sorry, but at the same time, props to you. I'm having difficulties because I am a 20-year-old, and I'll be honest with you, you can call me a loser if you want. 1, I'm still living with my mom. 2, I don't have a job. 3, I'm just in college. And you know what? It's not even that great of a college. It's a community college. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no fucking clue what I want to do with my life. And then what makes me really depressed is I go on Facebook and I see people that I went to school with. And mind you, I'm not even friends with them. I'm doing this extra deep level of stalking where you, have someone who's mutuals with them and then you end up in random fucking places. You know what I'm talking about if you're one of those kinds of people. It's fucking depressing, but a lot of them are in big universities and they have all these friends and they're starting to get money and they have careers and they have hope and they have an idea of what they want to do in life. And they look so happy. I know that pictures are deceiving, but fuck, they have all of those things, and then what even freaks me out more is people my age. There's already people my age that are married and have children, and a lot of people will be like, well, and that's not exactly the ideal thing. That doesn't matter. They have something to really, really motivate them and something to wake up to every day. And here I am, I'm fucking 20. I sit in my house. I don't have really any friends because I had a huge falling out with my best friend that I've known since kindergarten last year. And it's all because, she had a boyfriend who basically turned her against me. And she fucking chose his side. And you know what? It sounds like I'm angry about that, but I've tried to make myself get over that. And it's I'll talk about it in a bit, but the point is it seems like all of these people are on their way to success and all of these people are on their way to happiness, and I am just sitting here and I'm stuck with these feelings of anxiety. I don't know if you know, but I have social anxiety, and man, that makes my life fucking difficult. That makes my life extremely difficult. And I have this depression. I haven't really gotten over my dad dying. And I mean, how the fuck do you get over anything like that? How do you? How can you? Every single day I think about him. And I just think, fuck, I want you back so bad. But this isn't a fucking game. You can't redo shit. Once things are done, it's done. It's permanently done. You don't have any power in that way. I know that I have power and how I feel and how I move on from it, and I have the agency, but it's like I'm so fucking depressed that I don't even know how to employ that agency. I'm freaked out. My mom is older, and she's having a little bit of health problems, and if anything happened to her, I can honestly say I don't know what the fuck I would do. Like, if I'm being honest here, I don't know if I would fucking just kill myself. I don't know. I really don't know. And there's so few people in my life that I feel genuinely give a shit about me and would do anything for me. And losing those people, it hurts me. It fucking does more than hurt me. I don't even know a word to describe it. And the thought of losing somebody else like that, I don't even know. I don't even know. I just feel like I'm going nowhere. And there are fucking days where I don't want to do anything. I don't have the motivation to do anything. Like, it's hard to even get out of bed. I mean, another thing that makes it difficult is that I have insomnia, and for years and years and years and years I've been taking these over-the-counter pills to help it, but they just make me feel like complete shit. You know that feeling, that people say they have sometimes when they wake up and they feel refreshed and they want to have a good day. They want to have an amazing day. They want to achieve things and accomplish things because they feel so good. I don't know how long it's been since I felt that. Every fucking day I feel drugged and drowsy. And not to mention everything else. And one of the biggest things that has been afflicting me is, I don't know if anyone can relate. I think people can, especially at this age. Fucking nostalgia. Every single day I think about how much better it was in the past. And of course, what comes with that is like, my dad was alive. My dad was here. And that just haunts me every single day. The past. And how my life used to be. And if things were my way, I'd go back and control how I acted. Because I sometimes feel like they could still be this way. Actions that I have taken have fucked that up. And I am where I am today, mostly because of the actions I have taken. Now, a lot of you might say, like, oh, your father's death is not to blame on you. Yes and no. He got in that condition because of him, because of the choices he made. But I could have made choices to help him. But I was too busy being an angry 17-year-old and angry at him for drinking that. I didn't fucking think like a person with empathy and compassion. And at 17, you should have that. You should have that. I didn't stop to think about the nuances of why people are acting the way they're acting. I just gave in to the first temptation of anger and being like, well, fuck you. You won't give up drinking for me. So therefore, you're a piece of shit. When the reality is that he had a disease and I didn't help him. And he was the one person that he would take a bullet for me. He would do anything for me. He loved me so much. And I never got to tell him that I reciprocated that feeling because of the way I acted. And that's one thing that fucking... it destroys me. It destroys me. And sometimes I find myself making the same mistake with people. And it's just like, didn't you fucking learn? Didn't you learn at all? I have to do better, and I have to be better. But it's so difficult. Sometimes it's so difficult. And I know that I've learned from this. I've had to, because I've lived with it. And then the only way for me to feel any better is to feel like I'm improving. But I just feel so stuck. And I have huge fucking trust issues. You know, a lot of people might be like, what does make a friend? First of all, it's difficult for me because of the social anxiety and because of, I'm just gonna say it, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, because of my weight, my appearance, I feel so, I don't even know how to say, but so much of society, unfortunately, subconsciously is judged off of how a person looks. And if somebody who, you know, looks like me approaches you, you're just kind of like, okay. I mean, I don't even know how to describe the feeling that I think that they think, but because of social anxiety, you know, one of the main things of social anxiety is that you feel like people are constantly judging you. So when you look the way that I do, and then you're kind of reserved the way that I am, you're just fucking scared that people are thinking all of these thoughts about you, when in reality, they could be thinking about what they want to eat when they go home tonight. Like, but you don't know that. So you insert all of these thoughts in your head, and it's very, very hard to shut those voices up and think rationally. It's difficult. And I want to be able to do that. In order for me to get anywhere in life, I have to overcome all of these problems that I have. And that's scary, because there's so many of them, I feel. And they're so crippling to me. You know, other people might be able to do these things really easily, and I envy them, but I also admire them. And I aspire to be like that. You know, I've always been a person that's kind of flew under the radar in school and in whatever place. I'm just kind of there. I'm never that person that people look for. They're like, oh, where is she? I want to talk to her. I'm just there. And I don't know if this is weird or narcissistic, but I want to be that person that people look for, because I want to feel like I'm that impactful. But I'm not. I'm just kind of this thing that is barely on the edge of people's minds. And if you see me, you're like, oh, okay, cool, or whatever thoughts. But it's never... I'm never at the forefront of anybody's mind, if that makes sense. Except for some people, you know, like my mom, and I honestly think just my mom. And I don't know how to make friends, man. Good ones. Because of my trust issues, I always feel like if people are being nice to me, yes, sometimes people are being genuinely nice, and I can recognize that and understand that. But sometimes it's hard to tell, because people use people so much. That's the sad thing about society and reality, is people use each other for their own interest. I don't know how to fucking talk. And I'm so afraid of being that again, because I've been that before. I haven't been the person that people wanted to be around because they wanted to be around me. I've been the kind of person that people are around because they want things from me. And before, I just wanted to make people happy, so I gave and I gave and I gave, and I never received anything in turn. And I'm not saying that when you give things and when you're generous that you should expect things in return, but fuck, at least care about me, and at least, every once in a while return the favor. It's supposed to be give and take in any kind of relationship, friendship, or whatever. And there's been so many times where it's just so one-sided. And I'm so afraid that I'm going to pass up somebody who could be my best friend because I'm just paranoid that they're going to fuck me over. Like my best friend that I had, I thought we were good. And then, here's another part of this age, is that you think all these friends you made in middle school and high school are going to be with you until the end. they're not. I mean, some of them are, and that's great. That's amazing when that happens. That's just fantastic that you find those people so early and you get to spend your lives with them, but people change. People's fucking life directions change, and sometimes you have to let them go. And she found this guy, and being with him changed her a lot. I'm not going to say for the better, I'm not going to say for the worst, because my opinion is biased, and who can truly objectively say? All I know is that he turned her against me, and did a lot of shit that I'm not even going to bring up, but it was bad. And, you know I fucked up too, but for the most part, I was a really good friend to her, and she fucking chose a side that wasn't mine. And that's it. That's life. That fucking happens to you. Betrayal is inevitable. And sometimes you are the betrayer. If you're not fucking careful, these things happen. And even if you are, you can't help it. I don't know how to defeat all of these things to get to a place where I feel happy. You know, after my dad died, I spent a year trying to convince myself so bad that I was happy, that I was fine, but I was just lying to myself. And it's just an endless cycle. I will get really, really down, really depressed, and then for a week or so, I've got a period of upness where I feel like, no, I'm fine. I'm going to fight, and I'm going to defeat all of these problems and demons and issues and obstacles in my life, and I'm going to come through stronger. But then that feeling doesn't last. If I felt like that permanently, man, I don't even know where I would be today. I don't even know where I would be today. Somewhere better, somewhere different. I just feel like if I did something to myself, not too many people would care. And I don't mean to sound like that attention person, but I understand that I'm not going to say that nobody would care, because people would care and it would fucking devastate people. And every single day, that's why I don't do it. I don't do it because of how it would impact other people. And that's most days. Other days I have other reasons to accompany that, is that, you know, it's fucking pointless to do that. And I need to keep fighting to finish out my story, to finish out what it is I'm actually gonna fucking do. Because I never know. But the fact that some days that my only motivation for not killing myself is how it would affect other people and no other reason, that's scary. I don't have too many reasons to live. I just want to feel like I'm making progress, feel like I'm contributing to the world and to society, and I'm doing things, and I'm making a difference, and I'm living, and I'm definitely not now, and I don't know if I will ever be. I'm unsure. The only way things can change is for me to make these actions, and that's why it's so scary. That's why, being this age, you have to do so much. You have to make so many actions for yourself to begin the life that you want and to begin improving. Nobody's going to be there to hold your hand. Sure, people are going to be there to care, but at the end of the day, they can't drive you through this. You have to do it yourself. Nobody has your back like they did before. It's all up to you. And when you feel like I do, when you feel so fucking paralyzed in your own skin, and you don't feel competent enough to employ that agency is fucking scary, because when it's all up to you, you just feel like you're gonna fail, and that you're not gonna get anywhere, and that you're not gonna do anything. And I don't trust myself enough to take me where I have to go. I just don't know what to do anymore.